Throughout much of your life so far, others have likely pointed out to you that you seem simply too intense, too overwhelming, or excessively emotional. Or perhaps you identify as the type of person who tears up quite readily, not only during times of sadness, but also in anger or when deeply moved by something as stunning as a vivid sunset. You've probably dedicated a good deal of timidrying to suppress or mask this vivid inner world, believing it to be some kind of personal shortcoming. However, perspectives drawn from evolutionary biology provide us with a radically alternative viewpoint. There's a strong chance you are among the approximately 20% of individuals who carry the trait known as sensory processing sensitivity. Gaining insight into this starts with examining how early human groups managed to thrive and endure. In those tribes, the larger portion consisted of dandelions. These were the sturdy, adaptable members, capable of resting in varied conditions, consuming diverse foods and responding with speed. Yet if every person in the group was solely that type, the community might face serious risks of collapse. They could overlook impending dangers like shifting weather patterns or fail to detect hazards in their surroundings, such as off scents in food. Your role as the orchid was essential for the group's success. You functioned as the sensitive scout, alert to nuances others might pass by. Your nervous system operates like a high-definition camera, capturing the surroundings in remarkable clarity where others perceive things more basically. This goes beyond reacting to prominent sounds alone. You pick up on faint background hums from devices and the precise sensations of clothing textures. When conversing with friends, you don't stop at surface-level words. You sense subtle shifts in vocal tone and absorb the underlying feelings they might be concealing. Your awareness system stays perpetually active, calibrated to detect the faint signals that typically go unnoticed by the majority. Yet, as I've reviewed the incoming comments from some of our most recent discussions, a consistent and challenging theme continues to appear. You recognize that you possess this detailed, high-fidelity way of experiencing life. You understand it represents a unique strength. Despite that awareness, it often leaves you feeling drained and depleted rather than empowered. It can seem as though you're slowly fading under the pressure. This experience aligns completely with the reality that an orchid isn't equipped to flourish in tough, exposed locations like bare pavement. Such delicate flowers require a sheltered, nurturing setting. In psychological terms, this is described as Vantage Sensitivity, a vitally important framework to consider. It highlights how, while you may be more impacted by disorderly or stressful circumstances, in favorable and harmonious ones you don't simply cope well. You often surpass others in performance. Within that supportive space you unfold beautifully, revealing intricate layers of imagination and originality far beyond what the hardier dandelions typically access. With that in mind, let's shift our approach today. Rather than focusing on building thicker skin or greater toughness, we'll concentrate on creating and maintaining your ideal shelter. We'll examine strategies for shaping your everyday world in two fundamental dimensions: the realm of your physical body and sensory experiences, along with your social connections and interactions. Initially, we need to uncover the reasons behind your frequent tiredness. Understand that this isn't a sign of frailty or deficiency. It stems instead from a core mismatch between your innate design and today's fast-paced reality. Your biological makeup is optimized for environment that involve significant stakes but move at a slower rhythm. Envision yourself in a calm wooded area. The atmosphere is still, yet your attention remains keen. The snap of a single twig might signal potential threat, and your system is built to analyze such cues with precision. But your current daily life unfolds amid relentless, high-speed bombardment of stimuli. Consider busy collaborative offices without barriers, the roar of constant traffic, unending device alerts, and the emotional weight poured in from daily headlines. Without strong mechanisms to block excess input, this leads to profound, widespread overload. It's as if your internal motor runs at maximum capacity even while idling in place. Correcting this situation requires us to entirely reimagine what we feed your senses. Essentially, Your personal sensory diet. Those working in occupational therapy often recommend this idea of a tailored sensory plan or diet, struck a parallel to physical nutrition. Filling up on poor quality items all day results in bodily fatigue. Your highly responsive nervous system functions similarly, taking in a steady stream of environmental data. Sustainability comes from cutting back on energy-draining elements and generously incorporating those that provide restoration and vitality, beginning with the depleting factors, which represent the primary battery drainers. When operating in an uncontrollable, hectic setting, utilizing noise-canceling headphones shifts from optional comforto, an important form of self-protection. I encourage you to completely transform how you view this practice. In disruptive environments, they form a protective layer shielding your attuned nervous system from external disorder. Putting them on isn't an act of discourtesy or isolation. It's smart, essential care for your sensitive equipment. Beyond that, it's valuable to establish a personal restorative space. This draws from principles in environmental psychology and refers to a location where you can briefly withdraw to allow your system a chance to reset fully. It need not be elaborate or specialized. Options include sitting in your parked car, finding a quiet stair landing, or utilizing a private stall. Keep the approach basic and effective. As soon as you notice the onset of that heavy mental haze from overstimulation, avoid pushing forward against it. Head to your chosen spot for a short break of around 5 minutes. During that time, refrain from picking up your phone or other distractions. Focus instead on permitting your nervous system to gradually normalize. Such steps help head off the typical late-day energy collapse that tends to hit in the afternoon hours. Now we arrive at the nourishing side of inputs, which tends to be neglected by many with this sensitivity. Merely defending against harmful stimuli falls short. You also have to intentionally supply your senses with beneficial, uplifting ones. For those with elevated sensitivity, engaging with beauty and harmony functions like essential support for mental and emotional health. A positive input acts as a message of security to your core systems. This could take the form of visual enrichment, perhaps dedicating 10 minutes to soaking in soft daylight or observing the detailed repeating patterns found in nature like tree bark or foliage. Your brain naturally seeks out these organic, fractal-like structures. It may involve tactile forms of comfort, such as selecting fabrics that glide softly on your skin or employing a blanket that offers gentle, grounding weight. That steady pressure helps activate your body's relaxation responses. Auditory options might include playing low, rumbling sounds or the soothing patter of rainfall. These kinds of experiences work proactively to refill the reserves taken by overwhelming noise and activity. Treat these practices with importance by building them into your schedule, much like regular meal times. Lastly, if your mobile device consistently leaves you feeling zapped, view it as a form of ongoing digital pressure. Your mind often registers bright alerts and colors as alerts of urgency, fueling a background cycle of unease. Consider adopting the grayscale adjustment protocol. Navigate to your phone's display options and switch everything to black and white. It may appear trivial, yet this tweak influences your neurological patterns, lessening the addictive pull of rewards. Repositioning the phone as a practical instrument and cutting down on the drain with each interaction. Moving onward to the deeper psychological aspects, this area poses the biggest hurdles for most people with high sensitivity. It centers on the emotional absorption dynamic, where your mirror neurons fire with exceptional intensity. Stepping into an environment where someone harbors worry or stress doesn't remain an abstract understanding. You often feel it manifesting physically in your own body. Safeguarding yourself involves transforming both your approach to relationships and your self-relationship. The first key involves embracing a compassion-focused mindset. Many of us mix up the concepts of empathy and compassion, though studies in neuroscience reveal clear distinctions. Empathy entails merging with another's feelings, which can trigger your own distress pathways. Imagine a friend in deep trouble. Empathy might cause you to dive in and share the struggle fully. Compassion, however, means extending care from a stable vantage, engaging motivational and positive brain areas. It allows you to remain secure and extend assistance effectively. When you catch yourself becoming immersed in a companion's difficulty, interrupt the process by reminding yourself internally, I acknowledge their suffering, yet it remains separate from mine. This affirmation helps construct a necessary mental division. After centering yourself that way, you might then voice a question like, how might I best support you now? It ensures you stay in a position of capability where your help can truly make a difference. The second strategy is establishing a thoughtful pause routine, especially since your emotional experiences run so deep. Turning down opportunities or requests can create real physical discomfort because you intuitively register the disappointment in others and feel driven to resolve it right away. This often results in overcommitting until exhaustion sets in completely. What you require is a built-in buffer for reflection. Given that your processing of social information is thorough and layered, you benefit from extra moments to weigh choices compared to others. Starting immediately, default to replying with something like, I need to evaluate my availability and energy levels before responding. This uncomplicated statement serves as your personal safeguard. It creates valuable space for consideration. During the interval, your analytical mind gains opportunity to balance out the quick emotional urge to accommodate everyone. In those moments, reflect on important questions such as, do I truly have the resources this would demand? Does this connection add to my energy or subtract from it? Does it align with and strengthen my personal sanctuary? The contemporary environment wasn't crafted to suit your particular wiring. It tends to be noisy, hurried, and often demanding. Nevertheless, this doesn't signify that you have no place or purpose here. It simply indicates the importance of conscious navigation rather than proceeding without intention. You are called to take on the role of intentional creator in designing the conditions of your life. Practice firmness in eliminating those inputs that deplete you. Be purposeful and selective in pursuing experiences that nurture, and approach the setting of personal limits with clear strategy. Remember that this isn't a matter of retreating entirely from society. It's fundamentally about gathering your inner resurcesso that you can participate fully and authentically. Once your protective greenhouse is in place, survival transforms into something much richer. You begin to harness the full potential of Vantage Sensitivity. You flourish with exceptional depth of perception, creative expression, and inner strength that our world so urgently calls for today. Begin implementing just a single adjustment starting now. Acquire those noise-canceling headphones if they could help. Establish or utilize your restorative space, or begin applying the pause response in your communications. Should this discussion have provided useful perspectives for you, I invite you to subscribe and join the community at Unchain. Let's collaborate on shaping surroundings that truly accommodate and celebrate minds like ours. Looking forward to connecting with you again soon.